Also,
Well, it's like I was talking about the other day too. With what do they call that? That's that mount. It's the one that they have Stargate supposed to be at on the TV show. That that like
Cyan Mountain?
what is it again? Would you say?
Are you talking about Cheyenne
Yeah,
Mountain or something
Cheyenne.
like that?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Cheyenne Mountain was originally set up and put together for the space program. It was it's like the Space Force that everybody tries to say Trump started putting together. They had that out all the way back whenever Cheyenne Mountain was put up. That was one of the main purposes of building that base, you know. So I find that kind of interesting right there. So now with
And I mean, I've been there since the 40s, 50s, and when they started building all these deep underground bases as well, like they pretty much had this secret space program going by then too.
yeah. Now with me, the first thing that got me involved in what it was Lazarus, his story with Area 51. I started reading up on that, and then I heard about Bigelow, and a lot of people relate Bigelow to, you know, the skinwalkers, but he was also fascinated with Area 51 as well, because that was right there in his neck of woods, you know. Um, it I learned about that, and then I learned about Dulcie, and I was already interested in Area 51. But when I finally got into it, it was when I finally heard the story about Phil, you know, and that is.
How did you react to that story when you first heard it?
I was like, dude, this is a cool freaking story, you know. I mean, like, I don't even care if the story's real or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, the story he said just blew me out of the water. If nobody's listened to his story, they need to listen to it. I mean, this is some amazing shit. He's talking about like underground train systems that connect each freaking deep underground military base, you know, and it's supposed to be worldwide, not just here in the United States. Just amazing stuff. I mean,
maglev trains.
He talks about how when he started talking about how they mined it out, because he was an engineer and he had to do all that stuff, man, it was just amazing. The cutters that would cut through the rock left the edges like marble. He's like, you could see the reflection.
I actually have a friend in Australia who he's an engineer too, and he was sitting in a pub one day next to these other engineers out in outback Australia, and they pulled out some schematics for him that showed this underground base they were working on, he reckons. And so yeah, they were doing it there too. I didn't believe it at the time until I learnt more about it later on.
It's pretty amazing. Then after,
and you know about Pine Gap in Australia?
I've heard of Pine Gap.
So it's actually the only part of Australia that is not part of Australia. It's technically part of US soil. The US built that military base straight after JFK got assassinated. LBJ flew over and went into Alice Springs and kind of certified the base, and then they built it out there. A lot of weird shit happened around that time too. Like there was a shootout at an American military base on the coast there too at that same time, where one military one military guy lost it and machine gunned down a bunch of his own people, including his commander or something like that. And then they built this base out there, and it doesn't look like much when you look at it on Google Maps. It's called Pine Gap. It's in this very middle of Australia. They said they originally built it for communications with submarines and ships and around in the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
And then later they said it was for like space communication too. But it looks like a really small little base, but lots of people work there. So a lot of people believe it's a deep underground base as well, similar to Area 51. And in that area, there's like tons of UFO sighting all the time. Like there's a place there called Tennant Creek, and you go to the service station there, and like literally from the ground to the roof, the entire service station is covered in newspaper clippings of like cops and firefighters and everyone in the community seeing UFOs, and it's all been in the paper. And they have like little cutouts of aliens filling up your car with fuel and all sorts of stuff like that. It's very trippy out there. Yeah.
Now, I've heard that that's also, well, not that area in particular, but Australia is also the launching area for when the scientists are leaving to go to the Antarctic. They have to make it to Australia and then shoot from there down to Antarctica too, because that's the final stop before they go into the ice.
Yeah, it makes sense. Pretty close.
So
there's a lot of Australian teams that go down there for research and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to check it out.
So when after Lazar and everything, I started doing more research on Facebook, and that's when I started finding out about people who were claiming to be abductees, and I listened to their stories and stuff. And after I started listening to most of them, I finally had to back off, you know what I mean, and just stay away from it, because it's pretty hard.
I was always in it to see if it was real, and in the very beginning I just could not accept it. It was too bizarre, like too far out there for me. And I actually have to give credit to Jeremy Corbell, who like went around and by hand verified a lot of the information they were saying. And as this stuff became available over the years, it just became undeniable,
Mm-hmm.
And at that same time, I was doing my own sort of otherworldly explorations and meeting my own aliens and stuff like that. So my belief system relaxed enough for me to realize, holy moly, this stuff is actually real. I mean, it's disclosed now, but it's people still don't fully realize the scope of what this actually means.
Yeah. So we've got about 15 minutes in, man. If you want to start talking about some of the stuff that you got, then we can do that. Now, do you have anything when it comes to the message from his ex-wife and all that about his death?
No, I don't actually. I haven't heard of that part.
I posted it up in the chat.
I'm sort of wondering where we should begin with this story, because should we end with Phil Schneider and get a bit of like surrounding information first, or do you want to start with Phil Schneider?
Well, I mean, getting an echo somewhere.
That's probably me.
Okay.
I'll turn my mic down.
Okay. No, when it comes to Phil Schneider, he's an interesting story and everything, but if you want to start out with some of your space program information.
Roger, I might have to leave because I'm having too many issues in regard. I don't know why all of a sudden today your show is just giving me so many problems with like everything. My technology on my phone, my technology on my laptop, my technology on my boy's iPad. So if it persists and I leave, that's the reason why. I just was going to give you the heads up. If I drop off, it's because of that.
Okay.
Not because I'd like to. It's because I'm being intercepted, and it's starting. The boys are doing homework, and it's really annoying because
Men in Black.
Leave us alone.
Yeah.
well, there's two. You can break aliens down into two main groups, which is those who are free will loving aliens and those who dominate and control. Okay, those who are service to self, those who are service to others. Those are the two main groups. And the ones that are service to others tend to leave other planets alone, whereas the ones that are service to self, like the reptilians and their minions, they interfere, but they want to keep it secret because the way they protect themselves is by not letting the population know that they're doing these things. They always rule through other alien species. So like you'll tend to see the greys pop up, the insectoids, but really behind that, the reptilians are pulling the strings.
Beta
And
Roger,
they're
have
the
a good
ones
one.
that are also interacting with our secret space program and stuff like that. Because that
See you
once you
later.
get really into it through the remote viewing data, you'll see quite a big part of this galaxy and a big part of the next galaxy as well, Andromeda, and that's called the Draco Empire.
Yep.
Also, there was an Israeli defense minister who blew the whistle on aliens. I can't remember how do you say his name. I'll recognize it when I see it. Former Israeli space. Yeah, that's right. The space chief guy.
Alright, I am going to link back in there to get the audio and everything back because things just went aloof. So hopefully I can get in there before he realizes I'm gone. Alright, sorry about that. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
So, former Israeli space chief has sent eyebrows shooting headward by saying the Earthlings have been in contact with extraterrestrials from a galactic federation. So it matches up with what the Canadian guy is saying, and it also, I'll tell you, it matches up with what the remote viewers are saying. The Farsight people have contacted what they call the Galactic Federation of Worlds, and they've given the plight of humanity to the Galactic Federation of Worlds, which are the free will loving ETs that have banded together in our galaxy to oppose the reptilians. And yeah, it's very interesting stuff because this kind of theme kept coming up all over the place.
Now, can you hear me, Mr. Robot? Yeah, I don't think
They
you
are
can
here,
hear me.